Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different, a little fun. I thought that I would share some random facts about myself and hopefully you can get to know me more through this video. And so let's jump into it. So I decided I would share with you guys 35 random facts about me. My birthday was last week and I turned 35 this year. So that's kind of where the 35 random things came about. I thought it would be just a fun way, like I said, for you guys to get to know me. And some of these are going to be silly, some of these are going to be serious, but they're just going to be all over the place and totally random. So I have them all written down here because I am old school like that and like to write things in a notebook. So let's jump into it, and hopefully this video won't be completely too long, but we'll see how long it is. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Andrea. I live in beautiful sunny Phoenix, Arizona with my 2 kids and my husband and our dog Bentley. And so let's jump right in. Okay, so the first thing is that my sister and I are 11 months apart. Her birthday is in the middle of November and my birthday is in the middle of October. So even though I am 11 months younger than her, because my birthday is before hers, we are the same age for about a month, a little over a month, maybe a month and a half. So that's pretty awesome. I was born 5 weeks early and I got meningitis when I was 6 weeks old and spent a lot of time in the hospital. And of course I don't remember any of that kind of stuff because I was so young, but it definitely is a part of my birth story, and it's something that my parents have told me just all growing up. As I mentioned, I have one sister and I have 2 brothers, and so there are 4 of us in my family. I played the alto saxophone and baritone saxophone. I started in junior high and played all through high school. My favorite subject in school was English. My worst subject in school was math, and I'm still so terrible at math to this day. I was a cheerleader in high school. I started cheering. I made the varsity cheerleading squad when I was a freshman. I was the only freshman at that time to make the varsity football cheerleading squad, and it was a super exciting thing to be able to do, to be a freshman and be on the varsity cheerleading squad. And then I was also the cheerleading captain my junior and senior year of high school for the varsity squad. I had my first kiss at 16. I was a little bit of a late bloomer in that department, if you will. Also at 16 years old, I started competing in beauty pageants. I started competing when I was 16, and I competed in a variety of beauty pageants throughout high school and college. And when I was 18 years old, I was Miss Central Iowa, which was a really, really sweet season of my life. Being able to hold that title this summer through my senior year. I got that title when I was 18, this summer of after I graduated high school, so it was a really fun season of life. And so I spent my whole that summer and then that fall in college coming back and forth from college to home to go to parades and appearances and different things like that. So it was a really fun time. I was born in California, but mostly raised in Iowa. My parents divorced when I was really young, and so my sister and I used to go back and forth between Iowa and California in the summertime and spend the summers there with my grandparents and my dad, and so that's why I always tell people that I was born in California. I spent a lot of time of my childhood there, but I was mostly raised in Iowa in a really small town. I started college as a broadcast journalism major, and I finished college and graduated with a youth ministry degree. So totally like 2 different worlds altogether, but it's fun now as an adult to kind of see how like both of those, like all those skills and different things that I learned as a broadcast journalism major, I use when I edit YouTube videos and use when I edit other things. So it's funny how you can kind of start out with one thing and you can carry those skills into other phases of life and you think you're not going to use them. So I met my husband at church. We met when we were in college, and we both were attending the same local church in the area. We dated for 2 years and 2 months, and I got married at 24 years old, and I had my first baby at 27 and the second one at 30. My husband and I have owned 3 houses in our 10 years of marriage, and I personally have lived in 4 different states: California, Iowa, Arizona, Minnesota, in that order, and then back to Arizona again. So my favorite food is Mexican food. I could eat Mexican food all day long, especially chips and salsa, rice and beans all the time. Anytime we want to go out to eat or do any, like, go out to eat as a family, I'm always hands down, let's have Mexican food. It doesn't always work out in my favor because I never tire of it, I never get sick of it, but the rest of my family kind of does, so I try to compromise with them. My favorite color is glitter, and some people would say to me, Andrea, that is not a color, and I would beg to differ with them because I think it is. So here's a really funny fact that I kind of debated even sharing publicly, but it's just too funny not to. Up until I was about 9 years old, I thought that only I could hear like humming. Like I thought it was in my head and that nobody could hear it. And so I remember being in school. What are you, like 4th grade? Around that, 9 years old, like 3rd or 4th grade. I can remember humming in class and being like called out by my teacher, and I thought to myself, she can hear that? Like it was like the first realization to me that like that just was not in my head. So anyways, as a kid I wanted to be a writer. And once upon a time as an adult, I had a photography business and a paper company that I owned. I started my photography business when my husband and I first got married, and it was a really, really awesome season of my life, and I loved being able to kind of like exercise that creative part of myself. And then just like 2 years ago, I shut down my paper company to kind of pursue some other things. So my favorite memories as a kid are, okay, I'm back. Okay, so I have visited 3 countries in my adult life. The first country I went to, I took a was a trip in high school. I took to Spain with our Spanish class. We went to Spain when I was, I was junior in high school when I took that trip, so I was 17. And then I also took a trip to Mexico when I was in junior high. Yes. And then the last time I went out of the country, it was for a mission trip to Argentina. So I have been to Spain, Mexico, and Argentina, all Spanish-speaking countries, and I do not speak fluent Spanish, but I speak enough Spanish to get myself around, I would say. I hate cleaning. I like things to be clean, but I don't actually love to clean. My husband is actually the person in our house that probably does the most like cleaning as far as like deep cleaning, stuff like that, because I personally don't love to clean. I love watching YouTube videos about cleaning because they're really motivating for me to clean, because I think like, oh my gosh, like they just did all that in an hour or whatever. I can totally do that, you know, and I love watching organization videos on YouTube as well. My husband and I struggled with infertility for a few years before actually getting pregnant with our first daughter, and so we actually conceived her with the use of fertility drugs, and then we conceived our second child, our son, without fertility drugs. So it's definitely a part of our story and not something that I've really shared too much publicly. I feel like around the time that we struggled with that, like nobody was talking about that kind of stuff on the internet or on YouTube or blogs or anything. Now it's really awesome how many people feel brave enough to share their stories and their experiences, and so it's really awesome. I love reading and I love listening to podcasts. Those are two facts about me. I love reading. I usually try to read at least one new book on my reading list a month, if not a couple. It just kind of comes and goes depending on like the season or how busy I feel like I am and how much margin. I also love listening to podcasts. If you guys would like to see like a whole video on all my favorite podcasts, because I have a lot of them that I listen to from time to time, let me know in the comments below if you would love to see a video on that, and I'll make one for you guys. I am a recovering perfectionist, and I say that because I have tendencies about perfectionism, and it's something that I've really opened my eyes up to this last year of my life, and kind of seeing how that mentality has kind of been like a thread through my life, and just some areas that I feel like the Lord is really wanting to challenge me in. And so I also love listening to 80s music and 80s movies. My husband, not so much, does not share my passion for those types of music or movies. Another fact about me is my favorite movie is Miss Congeniality. I could watch that movie over and over again and probably quote it to you over and over again. My favorite actress is Reese Witherspoon. I love her as an actress. She is also my style icon. I love her style, and I just think she's fantastic. So those are some different facts all across the board about myself. So thank you for watching this video and joining me while I just rattle off random bits about myself. If you guys liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below in the comments, one random fact about yourself that you're willing to share in the comments. I would love to hear your guys's random facts about yourself. And if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and click subscribe. I'd love for you guys to subscribe to my channel and become a part of this YouTube family here. So I hope you guys have an awesome start to your week. As mentioned before in my previous video about my channel changes, I'm going to be uploading every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video with my kids that was posted on Friday. If you didn't catch it, I'll link it below for you guys. And I hope you guys have an awesome start to your week. Have a great day, guys. Bye.